Greetings, everyone. Richard Solomon with breaking news. Actually, it's shameless promotion. I have with me on the line Andy Troy. And Andy, so you got a little bit of comedy coming up. Let's talk about it. On May 14th, 9 o'clock in New York City, we're going to be in front of real live people.
Well, hopefully. It depends on how strong the drinks are.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be doing a comedy set at Broadway Comedy.
The Broadway Comedy Club. I'm actually promoting the whole night. I've put it together because I'm an event promoter, as you know. So I'm combining the various aspects of my career here and doing a night of stand-up comedy, and I've also booked 4 other acts. So there's 5 of us annoying you.
Okay. And then
so if I'm really annoying, stick around because you might like the other people.
Now, will there be like a meet and greet, or does COVID prevent all that stuff?
I'll be there. I'm fully vaccinated, so you can run your fingers through my hair or anything you like, and I think I'm safe. But who knows? Whatever the rules are at the time. Things are getting relaxed as we go. They are relaxing them even more now. They're allowing people at baseball games in larger numbers. So who knows? By the middle of May, maybe we'll be doing slow dancing during my set. I have no idea.
So this is kind of cool because as we're emerging into normalcy or something like that, this is like a good way to get back into things. So you've done comedy before, right?
Yes, many years ago, which is why this is kind of like an old horror movie where the creature comes back years later to annoy you again. So yes, I used to do it, and I also was a musician for many years, as you probably know, so I figured people were laughing at me on stage all that time anyway, so why not switch to comedy?
And bill for it.
Yes, I'm there.
Now, very quick, people don't know, but you had a radio show, right?
I had a radio show for 3 years and then a TV show. You could actually hear all the episodes of the radio show. I interviewed a lot of famous people on my website, andytroy.com. But also, I have a YouTube channel with the TV show called The Andy Troy Show on YouTube. And I've had some interesting guests. I had Gianni Russo, who was Carlo on The Godfather.
I've actually had him on my show, too. That's kind of
he
funny.
Gets around. And Liberty DeVito, who was Billy Joel's drummer for 30 years. And a couple of the stars of the movie The Warriors, which was a big cult classic.
Didn't you also have Tommy James?
Oh, well, that was on the radio show.
Yeah,
I had James, and I had Little Anthony and Gene Cornish from the Rascals and Dominic Chianese, Uncle Junior, which fits my comedy a lot because I do a lot of that. I grew up in Brooklyn in a real mob kind of area, so I actually played in a lot of mafia nightclubs with my band, so that's... I touch on a lot of that in the act. So if you're into the whole Brooklyn thing, come on down. I got stuff for you. You want to see my stuff, you see it right then.
So what can people be looking forward to? In terms of the whole buffet of items.
What was that?
I want to hear the whole buffet of the whole 5 performers.
Oh, well, the first guy is actually interesting and very different. I've become very friendly with a guy who I met in a bathroom in a diner in Queens as I was coming out of a Who concert, and you don't hear that often. And he's a musician, a very successful one. He's actually just getting back from a show in California with a Journey cover band, and he's going to come out and play MC, play for like 10, 15 minutes with drum pads and music and introduce everyone. Then I'll be out there, and if you can survive me, then we've got a young lady, Anna Bianco, who's very good. I actually saw all these people myself and booked them. And then there's a guy, Levi White, who also did a good show, and Justin Ramos. So we've got an interesting smorgasbord of styles for you. And they'll all do... I'm going to do a half an hour because it's my birthday, damn it. Oh, it's my birthday party, so...
Happy birthday, a little early. Happy birthday.
Come down and punch me in some area of my body you can reach from 6 feet away. Because you've got to stay 6 feet away from me. That's the good thing about COVID. So if you're throwing stuff, I have a chance to avoid it, possibly.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about practice. Have you been able to do your comedy, like a friend of mine, my friend Kathy is a comedian, and I asked her, how do you do all the rehearsals where there's really no live audience or there's only been like these Zoom concerts, and you don't really get the energy from an audience. You don't get the vibe. You don't get the feel of the audience that's with you. How have you been able to sort of deal with that during the lockdown?
Well, since I'm clinically insane, I do talk to myself, so I've been doing that into the mirror and into my cell phone. So I've been able, obviously that's different than doing it with an audience. I did do a couple of Zooms, and I got together with 10 of my friends and did my show a couple of weeks ago. So I've had a little bit, but yeah, I like to think that I will be able to bear up under these trying circumstances. And, we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be good.
So how did this whole thing come about? Because you're traditionally not a stand-up comic. You do all these other things.
No, it's true. I haven't been, but I host big nightclub events. I've been doing it for like 20 years. And 235th, which is, I don't know how many New Yorkers you got on your show, but the top rooftop club in New York, I do like 2 events there a month for the last, I guess 2006 is when they opened. Obviously, I haven't been doing anything the past year, but clubs have been after me, all the comedy clubs in New York, to bring my crowd there just to get my people there, which wasn't really anything I was interested in until I was doing stand-up again myself. But now I was able to bring those two things together, and the Broadway Comedy Club gave me the place for the night to actually put an event together. So that's what I'm doing. This is actually me promoting the whole night. So I had to go out and book the acts. I have to get the gal to work at the door. So, this is my thing. You want to see my thing? You want me to expose my thing to you? Come down that night. You will see it.
So, as somebody who's been in radio and TV and everything else, what is it about comedy that draws you to it that you can't do in your shows on television and radio?
Oh, I'm a wise ass on my show like crazy. You kidding me? I tried being serious once, but it just wasn't funny. So I try to always work humor into all aspects of my life. I think it's important.
All right, so
I'll be making fun of you as soon as we get off the phone.
There you go. So if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to find out a little bit more about this event?
Yes, well, many ways. AndyFTroy@AOL.com is my email address. That's good. I'm all over Facebook and Instagram. I believe I'm Andy Troy 1 on Instagram. But on Facebook, I've got a whole bunch of pages. I've got one for my TV show, The Andy Troy Show, and I will list whatever I've got going on there. I've also got a website, tastingnyc.com, which is just for my events, so all the stuff's up there. Or just me as a human. I'm up there on Facebook, my actual personal profile, so it's easy to find me.
All right.
I'm not in witness protection at this present time, so, this is my real name, and you can track me down easily and do what you will with me.
All right. So for all those listening, happy birthday to Andy, and hopefully you'll be drawing a big crowd to sing to you on your birthday.
Yes, I hope you will all come down, and, an elderly person like myself should not be left alone. God only knows what can happen. I need to have my medication administered to me that night. I personally prefer tequila.
All right. And any particular... Well, actually, we'll talk about brand names off the air. Anyway, for all of those out there, contact Andy for further information. And we want to wish him the happiest of birthdays.